views and comments of the hosts and guests are not necessarily those of the station.
You can now listen to RJFM and DZRJ 810 AM from wherever you are. Just type in RJ 100.3 FM on TuneIn Radio, Streama, Radio Garden, and just type in RJFM for online box radio. For DZRJ 810 AM, just type in DZRJ 810 AM on TuneIn Radio, Streama, and Radio Garden. Happy listening! You are watching the multi-awarded Radio Bandido TV on Channel 224 Sky Cable and TV Plus boxes. Simulcast on DZRJ 810 AM. Informing, advising, and entertaining the Filipinos and OFWs around the world. Streaming live on www.facebook.com/DZRJ 810 AM or on YouTube, channel RJAM News. To all Teleradio Bandido viewers and listeners, you can now watch Teleradio Bandido on our new YouTube channel, RJAM News. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified when a new video gets uploaded. Don't miss out on our dynamite lineup.
Pilipinas may pag-asa.
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 Yes. Magandang umaga, bayan. This is Good News Pilipinas, TCRJ 810 AM. We're live, folks, all capital cities of the country, and to all the parts of the world who are watching and listening to us via Radio Bandido TV. And wow, what a wonderful, hot and sunny day this is, you know. And today is a wonderful day indeed. And I would like to start the ball rolling, you know, with a very, very famous quote. I'm quoting from Albert Einstein. He says, a human being is a part of the whole called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. Okay, he experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. His delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole nature of its beauty. That is Albert Einstein. This is Good News Pilipinas, and we have our special host guest, Dr. Hill Vicente. Welcome back, Dr. Hill.
Hello, hi, morning.
Oh, wow, what a wonderful day.
Yeah,
I'm so happy to see you and your voice again, Doc. It's been a long time. Doc, ang ganda ng pag-uusapan po natin ngayon tungkol po sa compassion, no? A compassionate heart. Compassion and cancer care. Right, Doc?
Yeah.
Oo.
So, very, very important because today, this month, we are celebrating February, not just as a love month, malapit na next week, February 14, but also the month of February has been dedicated to be the National Cancer Consciousness Month. So, marami tayong mga pasyente, maraming kakilala, marami din tayong kamag-anak siguro sa inyo, no? Or close friends, o kayo mismo ay merong ganitong klaseng karamdaman at ganito ay pag-usapan natin. Paano ba kami, mga doktor, paano kami mga nasa social media ay makakatulong sa inyo bilang isang gabay o bilang isang tao na maaaring maging compassionate. No? Kaya ngayon, compassionate and giving, compassionate cancer care to you, to your caregiver, to your relative, na para magbigay tayo ng tips on how to make your life better. No? Kasi ang cancer is not just a life sentence. Kaya pag sinabi siya, may cancer po kayo, hindi naman po nangangahulugan na ito ay huli na, wala na tayong pag-asa. Pagka may cancer, meron pa rin tayong pag-asa, meron pa rin tayong pag-asa sa buhay. And also, there will always be hope, there will always be something to look forward to. Baka kinikiliti lang tayo ng Diyos, kaya ganito, kinikiliti lang tayo ng the great healer up there para tayo may gawin pa dito sa ating mundo. Hindi naman basta-basta tayo. Alam po, meron tayong advokasya, meron tayong mission sa buhay, and of course, this will be a great time to reflect on this National Cancer Consciousness Week para maging alam natin ang mga kaalaman tungkol sa cancer, paano ito nagkakaroon ng tayo ng ganitong problema. At of course, siyempre ito ay isang malaking bagay sa atin, malaking bagay sa inyo, malaking bagay sa ating mga kasambahay at mga kasama at mga caregivers at mga kamag-anak. Kaya Francis, kailangan siguro pag-usapan natin ang tungkol sa compassionate cancer care. Okay.
Maraming salamat, Doc Gil Vicente, our beloved co-host, and si Doc Gil, mga kaibigan ko, mga kababayan ko, no, ang kanyang desire ng heart niya, no, ay to serve the people. His heart is he has a compassionate heart that is from Christ, and he shares that compassion to others, and he gives even to the mga ating mga tribo ng Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. I've seen his advocacy at work. And Doc, ang ganda ng balita sa atin talaga sapagkat yung inyong advokasya ng cancer care and compassion, nagsilisit ng maraming tanong. Doc, ang daming dumating ngayon lang sa amin. Dito po. And several questions that came in from the Philippines and abroad. So, Doc, can I start the ball rolling in the question?
Sure.
Thank you po, Doc.
Sagutin natin kaagad ng mabilis at mga
we started with this one, Doc, no? Is there a need to strengthen the Philippine Cancer Control Program? Okay. What are the leading cancers in the Philippines right now? Ito yung una nating question po, Doc, coming from...
Okay. Sige. Ngayon, pinalalakas natin talaga ang ating cancer control program. So, we are with the Department of Health. I am with the Department of Health, one of the members of the a working committee, working group. We're actually just finished with our 10-year strategic planning program from 2022 to 2030. So actually 2021, and then we're now working with all the branches of government, especially the DOH, as well as with the House of Representatives and the Senate regarding the passage of the bill regarding cancer care. And we hope to have a cancer medical center in the future, dedicated only to cancer. So, and I think this is very important because we feel that this is a very special. Meron tayong kidney center, meron tayong heart center, meron tayong lung center. Pero I think we should also have something dedicated, especially dedicated to cancer. Because if we look into our statistics, ang ito ay nandun na sa taas talaga. Number 1 or number 2, depending on what you're reading regarding your references. Cardiac problem is probably there still on top. But cancer is slowly rising, okay, and may overtake cardiac problems in the future. Of course, nandiyan yung COVID. Lahat yan, CCC, cardiac problem, cancer, and COVID. Yung tatlo na yan, nasa top nating mga killers. So, and of course, if we look into our statistics, number 1 pa rin sa atin is lung. Lung, ang pinakamarami tayong kaso with regards to cancer. Number 2 sa mga kabababaihan, yung breast. Okay? So meron din tayong mga problema sa cervix, sa mga kababaihan. Sa lalakihan naman, yung prostata. Okay? Marami rin tayong ganitong mga problema. Kung tutusin, kung i-adapt natin, kasi ang head and neck, I am an ENT specialist in head and neck, yung kung sisimulan natin sa ilong, likod ng ilong, lalamunan, oral cavity, saka yung larynx natin, if we combine this all together, it rises up to number 4. So ang head and neck cancer rises up to number 4. So kami mga ENT specialists, head and neck surgeon, are very much concerned about this. We looked into this area, and we always look into the possibility of detecting early this kind of cancer. Kaya ako, meron kami sa Philippine Society of Otolaryngology Head and Neck Surgery, we developed this Pasilipka program. Okay, yung Pasilipka program we used as part of our early detection cancer care, early detection of cancer of head and neck. And we particularly wanted to look into the possibility of looking into the nose, into the back of the nose, into the throat, using an endoscope. Kasi nakatago lahat yan So hidden lahat yan. So mas mabuti makikita kagad natin. So as early as possible. So may mga signs and symptoms, of course yan. This is particularly on head and neck. So I just want to repeat, kunyari sa head and neck, ito, kunyari na baradong ilong nyo palagi, nagdudugo ang ilong nyo, sipon ng sipon, may bahid ng dugo, namamaos tayo, meron tayong yung plema natin, may konting dugo. So, tapos nahirapan lumulon. So, may non-healing na singaw, may singaw tayo, tapos hindi gumagaling. So, lately, marami akong pasyenteng gano'n. Tapos, pang-apat, may mga ehem ng ehem, pag-ehem pa ng ehem. Pang-sampu, merong problema sa tenga. Minsan, namimiss ito ng mga doktor. Pag namimingin tenga, hindi nangangulugan, o namimingi, sumasakit. Okay, o may ubuugong, probably that's related to what we call nasopharyngeal cancer. Okay, so yun yung mga nakikita natin na pwedeng mayroong problema. Of course, yung leeg, sa leeg natin, baka may bukol. Not necessarily yung bukol yan ay dyan lang nanggagaling. Pwedeng anak yan ng bukol sa loob ng ilong, lamunan, daanan ng hangin, daanan ng pagkain. So, yun ang mga what to watch out for. Again, sa other parts of the body, meron din tayong early detection program. So, tulad ng breast. So, subject yourself, ikaw rin, may self-examination ng breast natin, ng mga suso natin, lalo na kababaihan. Tinutulong siguro, alam niyo na yun. And of course, sa lungs. So, syempre, early detection, pag inuubo tayo, pag ihim tayo, pag laging, syempre, of course, pag may nagdudugo na yung nagdudura tayo ng dugo. So these are the things to watch out for, especially in lung cancer. Okay, siyempre, yung sa natin, meron tayong mga colon cancer. Marami rin itong mga colon cancer natin. So may mga early things na pwede natin gawin. So may mga early signs and symptoms na pwede dapat namin malaman para malaman natin, magpasuri kagad tayo pag meron tayong ganito, katulad ng diarrhea, madalas nagbabago ng pagpupupo, maliliit ng pagpupupo, at saka yung sumasakitan dyan, kakaroon bloating sensation. So ito yung mga ibang dapat nating malaman, part of the early detection ng cancer natin. Siyempre, of course, yung mga generalities natin, mga general information, nangangayaya tayo, pwede tayong walang ganang kumain, Okay? So, tapos nangihina. Okay? So, tapos hindi unusual na pakiramdam sa ating katawan. So, ito yung mga dapat nating pakinggan. At saka, of course, with this, kailangan pumunta agad tayo sa ating doktor para malaman natin, ano ba to? Okay, so I think I answered the question regarding, that's the first question. So, shoot
Maganda po.
natin yung second question natin.
Opo, may follow-up question po rito. Ang ganda po ito. Sabi niya, malaking steps po ang campaign in cancer awareness. Sabi niya ho, and a lot of cancer patients said, I wish I knew. How do you think the Department of Health will help cancer prevention program, especially on related to education po, Doc?
Very important yan talaga. Education is very much important. And we look forward to dissemination. Social media, kaya nga sabi ko, itong ginagawa natin sa iyo, Francis, kaya every now and then, we have once a month, meron tayong program regarding this. Iniikot natin yung topic from COVID, from cancer, and sa climate change. So sa tatlo na yun, pinapaikot-ikot natin ang ating topic. So I think social media will play a lot in the dissemination of information to our people. So I think Department of Health has also projected a program for this. Okay? They also do medical missions. They do dissemination of information in all parts of the Philippines using social media, using the broadcasting media. Okay? So pati yung mga natin, pati yung mga nasa network natin. So I think it should be very important as well. And because of this, we need to investigate. We need to do, kasi ngayon ang ginagawa natin yan, cancer screening. Pag sinabing cancer screening, ini-screen natin ang mga different kinds of cancer. No? So, breast cancer, yung may manual palpation, that's part of the cancer screening. Kaya nga, natin, sa ating lang, meron tayong tinatawag na, sa breast pala, yung mammography, that's part of the screening. No? So, sa sa colon cancer natin, pwede may ultrasound muna tayo. Pero eventually, kailangan natin ng mga colonoscopy o sinisilip natin using endoscope doon sa loob ng mga puwerta natin sa puwet, pinapasok natin para ma-investigahin natin anong pwede natin, kung ano man meron bang problema doon, polyps o whatever na makikita natin. So, yun ang ginagawa ng Department of Health, and we're also coordinating with a lot of philanthropists, or of course with a lot of people, how we can really be of help. No? So, syempre, minsan mahirap talaga maggawa ng pondo para sa in any particular in any particular type of cancer. Pero the government, sa pinag-usapan namin sa strategic program namin na 5-year program na meron tayong pinapa-approve na a certain amount. Sa palagay ko, kulang pa rin itong sinasabi nilang mga 800 million na ganyan o 80 million, something like that. Kailangan pa natin pataasan, and the private individual can also help, yung mga philanthropists natin can also help in this regard. So we need to establish really a very coordinated program, and so that this coordination will probably make us feel much better with regards to our standard cancer, our compassionate care, cancer care. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, wonderful news. Doc Hill, nakaka-encourage po yung yung balita nyo, especially on the what you're doing, the steps you're doing, towards cancer prevention, no? And this is a good question, Doc, that just came in. Dalawa ito, magkasunod na tanong sa amin. Yung una po, does the type of vaccine matter to cancer patients? Is there awareness program to look for?
So, yes, merong mga vaccines tayo, no? Lalo na sa mga kabataan o mga sa head and neck in particular, meron tayong tinatawag na HPV vaccine, human papillomavirus virus vaccine. Kasi nakikita namin na may mga HPV na virus na ganito ay lalo na sa mga sexually active na mga kababaihan, binibigay natin itong mga vaccines na to. We will be developing some other vaccines na available na talaga, pero sa ngayon ito yung aming ini-encourage, yung HPV vaccines, no, for sexually active individuals, no, lalo ng kalalakihan o kababaihan, no, pwede natin itong ibigay, no. So there are also sa oral cavity natin, minsan may mga bukol dyan na nagkakaroon ng ganitong problema dahil sa HPV virus. So nakikita natin to, pwede sa tonsils, pwede sa lalamunan natin, sa larynx, nagkakaroon ng laryngeal polyps na dahil sa HPV virus ay yun ang dahilan kung bakit sila nagkakaroon ganito. So pwede tayong magbigay ng injection dito o vaccines. Marami pang dinidevelop na vaccines para sa iba't ibang parte ng ating katawan. Pero sa ngayon, siyempre, yung pag-develop nito will take a long time. Okay? So we hope we will be made faster with better development and better contemplation or direct focusing of our program towards this.
Yes, Doc. Magandang ang sagot nyo dyan, Doc, na nakaka-encourage lalo na dun sa mga merong ng HIV. And ito po, Doc, is a follow-up question, no? Is there any report on the worst side effect of COVID vaccine to cancer patients? Tapos, a follow-up question din niya is there any policy and guidelines in preventing this cause?
Sinasabi natin dito yung COVID vaccines for cancer patients. No?
Yes po.
Siyempre, generally, the cancer patients are immunocompromised. Pag sinabi immunocompromised, siyempre mababa yung kanilang immune system. Okay? That's like also those undergoing chemotherapy, radiotherapy. So marami pang na merong problema, cancer, na may decrease ang kanilang immune system. No? So with this decreased immune system o compromised immune system, pwede silang magkaroon ng possibility na maapektuhan with the vaccination. Kaya bawal natin, hindi na kagad natin binibigyan, especially those na merong active, na meron tayong cancer. No? So because of the decreased immunity, baka hindi muna natin, nagkahangi tayo ng clearance ang kanilang mga doktor, para sabihin, pwede na ba tayo magpa-vaccine, pwede na ba tayo magpa-booster dose, Pero part yan ng mga pwede nating bigyan ng tignan natin para kailan natin masasabi na pwede na tayo magpa-vaccine. Pero generally, because of the decreased immune system natin, itong mga cancer patients, hindi muna natin, tinitingnan natin kung kailan talaga pwede bigyan. Okay? So, importante, check muna natin ang ating cancer, pero at the same time, let's be vigilant with regards to our health protocols. No? Siyempre, avoid patients with or avoid exposure to COVID environment, or avoid going to the hospital as much as possible. Kaya yung cancer patients, kailangan pupunta sa hospital. Pero siyempre, hindi natin maiwasan yun. Pero kailangan natin, kunyari, pupunta tayo for radiation therapy, pupunta tayo for chemotherapy, pupunta tayo sa hospital. So, as much as possible, we're trying to make sure na basta yung health protocol natin, wearing of mask, okay, tapos yung mga social distancing natin, saka as much as possible, less time in the hospital para mas maganda, para mas hindi tayo kasi alam naman natin na the COVID virus is in the air, it's through air transmission, and as much as possible should refrain from staying in an area where COVID exposure is possible. No? Kailangan umuwi kagad tayo. No? So yung mga pasyente ko na inoperahan ko, pinauuwi ko na kagad as much as possible. Inoperahan niya, tapos uwi na kagad. So para hindi masyadong malakas ang exposure yan sa hospital.
maganda yan, Doc, yung ano nyo, yung talaga, you really have a very compassionate approach to cancer patients, Doc. No, nakikita po namin yan, and we've seen you at work, no? And sana po people like you will be multiplied 1,000 times, Doctor. And Doc, may magandang tanong na pumasok po rito, no? Ngayon lang po ito from the group chat, no? Sa amin sa Good News Pilipinas. Sabi po rito, acid reflux, GERD, at LPR, etc. Will this cause cancer, Doc? Ito po yung tanong sa amin. Opo.
So, sa ENT, so usually, pagka meron tayong pamamaos, pag meron tayong nahihirapan paglulon, tapos pag sinisilip namin, tapos nakita natin may bukol. And so, ang isang mga dahilan nito, in the past, dahilan nito ay maaaring lagi kang naninigarilyo, plus it's also associated with drinking, heavy drinking, alcoholic drinking. Ngayon, nakikita natin yung isang pangatlo, yung possibility that GERD o gastroesophageal reflux or laryngopharyngeal reflux, yung LPR na sinasabi natin, kasi nagagasgas doon, nagkakaroon ng irritation, nagkakaroon ng persistent inflammation doon sa ating lalamunan o sa ating bituka, kaya maaring ito rin ay pwedeng mag-cause ng cancer. So tama, no? So binibigyan natin ito ng pansin, kaya close follow-up tayo, lalo na pag ganito mga klase ng problema natin sa lalamunan at sa stomach natin.
Doc, when do they start, let's say they begin to feel these effects on their body, would you suggest, doctor, that they immediately have their consultation with you po? Opo?
So, kasi pag talagang pag meron talaga kayong problema sa lalamunan, namamaos, nahirapan lumulon, ihim ng ihim, sumasakit, nagdudura ng dugo, kailangan magpatingin kagad tayo. Likewise, sa mga bloating sensation, sumasakit ang tiyan, laging nagpupupo, o kaya nagkakaroon ng stools, ng very small stools. So we have to go to our doctors for verification, for colonoscopy, gastroscopy, pumapasok sa lalamunan natin, using the scopes. So yung sinasabi natin. So marami na ngayong pwedeng gawin natin din para makita natin as soon as possible itong mga problema nito. So anyway, yun ang ating dapat gagawin. You have really to start going to your doctor, or you have to go to your doctor once you feel these symptoms. Kasi, siyempre, an ounce of prevention is worth a ton. Hindi lang an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, no? So, mas maganda, it's a ton of cure. Napakalaking step yun, no? So, sa ganitong klaseng sitwasyon. So, go to your doctor right away if you feel that there is something wrong with your body.
Oh, that is the doctor's advice from Dr. Gil Vicente. Ang dami kasing pumasok na ganito ngayong mga problema, maybe because of the pandemic, no, naging mga tao naging worrisome, tapos na-affected yung mga acid reflux nila. And this is a very timely reminder from Dr. Gil Vicente to our viewers and listeners and our chat box people. And Doc, meron tanong na gusto ko rin malaman from you, Doc, no? Direct from you. Lately, about a week or two, naging controversy po yung vaping. Dr. Hill, no? Vaping. Ito ba, is this the right way to be a, what do you call this, to prevent smoking or an alternative to smoking? And what are the dangers in vaping, Dr. Hill?
Meron pa rin talagang, I think vaping has still some amount of tobacco in it. No? So, binabaan lang natin. So, still, you are exposing yourself to some kind of nicotinic content. No? So, whether this will be good or bad in the future, we still are contemplating on this. No? Pero, maraming mga medical groups na talagang ayaw na ayaw itong vaping bill. Number one, because they have lowered, okay? Ginawa nilang 18 years old ang exposure nito to our people, ano? So 18 years old is to parang ini-encourage natin sila mag-vaping. Mas mabuti nang wag na lang talaga natin sila i-involve. Ano? So kasi with that bill, parang ini-enhance mo pa rin. Sige, nakakatulong, pwedeng nagiging a preventive measure to go into the smoking scenario, no? Pero still, no. So there are things we can look into to really see whether this bill should be approved or disapproved by our president. So I think in the meantime, pwedeng stop muna tayo. Maraming mga mga medical group na ayaw talaga nitong vaping bill. And I, for one, as part of our advocacy, Philippine Society of Oncology, and also partly, I'm also in the Philippine Society of Head and Neck or Head and Neck Society or Head and Neck group. So gusto natin makiisa at malaman natin muna kung ano talaga ang long-term effect nitong vaping natin.
Well, thank you very much for that wonderful information, Doc, kasi nagbigay ng kalinawan sa ating mga kababayan, lalo na yung mga millennial, no, Doctor, na in fact some of our neighbors do that, you know, they vape around and then iba-iba yung amoy ng iba-ibang flavoring. So and that's very timely advice, Dr. Hill. Thank you so much for that, Doc. And Doc, another question that is in our minds, no, Doctor? Ano po yung, can you explain to us further po, in spite of the limitations of this, because of the COVID-19 and the lockdowns, paano po yung programa ng cancer care program itong buwan? How does it bring it down to the level to the people, Dr. Hill? Ano po ang encouragement na pwede ibigay?
Definitely nagkaroon ng hindrance ang treatment to cancer care kasi nandun tayo nakafocus sa COVID nakafocus tayo sa lockdown, nakafocus tayo sa non-exposure to other kind of this pandemic. So talaga nagkaroon ng problema. So yung mga like my patient na like before the pandemic, okay siya, tapos umuwi lang sandali, mafa-follow up dapat dito, babalik ulit, pero hindi makabalik. So, may limitation. Wala masyadong flight, wala masyadong titingin dito sa atin. Ano? So, yun na nagiging problema. Tapos, siyempre, very strict ang pagpasok sa hospital because of this. Lalo na nung 2020 and also first later part of 2021. So, ngayon, na-adjust na natin. Nakikita na natin. Pwede na tayo magpatingin. Pero siyempre, the existing health protocol, COVID protocol stays. So, siyempre, may risk talaga. May risk tayo pag pumunta tayo sa hospital. May risk tayo pag pumunta tayo sa isang doktor or any kind of health facilities. Pero we need to treat them talaga So, we need to give them hope. Kasi pag wala na talaga, di wala. Parang they will get depressed. They will get frustrated, no? So hindi magiging maganda ang kanilang paningin pa sa buhay pag ganito ang nangyayari. So as much as possible, we want things to be in order. So yung mga cancer patients, ay kailangan din natin bigyan ng compassionate cancer care. We need to give them what they deserve. We need to give them what they have to be given the proper care, the proper treatment. Kaya although, siyempre, nandun yung ating hindrance or ating protocols, just be careful with this one. Just take care of yourself as well. And siyempre, nandiyan yung parang hope pa rin natin. Siyempre, dasal, think positive na walang nangyayari sa'yo. No? Sige.
Thank you, Doc. Doc, may magandang tanong dito. Follow up dun sa sinabi nyo about the prevention of cancer. Ano? Ito ho yung sabi rito, yung paulit-ulit daw po, Doc, na singaw. Singaw. Or mouth sore. Ito po ba ay alarming, sabi niya, and sometimes this also affects the throat, Doctor? Ito ang pinadala sa amin ngayon lang po. Ngayon lang pumasok po. So.
Yeah. Hindi, paulit-ulit talaga na pagsisingaw might preclude na meron tayong problema. Pwede tayong expose tayo sa mga irritating elements. Pwedeng may pagkain tayo laging kinakain na nakakairita, na masyadong malamig, masyadong mainit, o masyadong maanghang. No? So, look into your food muna. Tignan mo na yung food mo. Itong singaw ay maaaring din dahil sa ill-fitting dentures. Nakagat natin yung dila natin, nakagat natin yung ating cheek area. No? So, pwedeng nagkakasingaw. So, also look for a dentist to take care of your ill-fitting dentures. Palitan natin yung ill-fitting dentures natin. Pwedeng isa rin dito, it may relate to your stress. What kind of stress can be found in our life, no? Pwedeng menstruation is one of those. Pwede natin nakikita. It can happen before, after menstruation. Tapos yung mga natin, any kind of stress, na-depress tayo, pwede tayo nagkakasingaw. So pwedeng ganun nangyayari. So, pero ang pinaka-importante dito, ang singaw natin ay hindi dapat tumatagal. Pwede pa paulit-ulit, wala namang nito, no? Pero siyempre, we should look into bakit to paulit-ulit, no? And pero ang pinaka-importante, hindi dapat to tumatagal for mga 2 weeks, 3 weeks, o lalo na pag tumagal pa ng 1 month. As much as possible, dapat sandali lang to, mawala na kagad. Kasi self-limiting naman to. Virus ang dahilan, kaya dapat nawawala na kagad ito. And once na hindi nawala, kailangan natin, lalo na pag tumagal, kailangan investigahin natin. And investigations mas kailangan i-biopsy natin ito. Para malaman natin, ano ba to? Ano ba klase itong problema nito? So, I think we should look into these things na dapat natin makita dito sa mga singaw nito. No? Pero siyempre, sinabi ko, pag tumagal ang singaw, kailangan natin talagang pa-biopsy natin.
Kailangan yung biopsy ho, it has to be given at an early stage, no, Doc?
Yun nga. Pag as much as possible, pag talagang hindi gumagaling, tapos nakita ng doktor natin, lalong lumalaki, umuumbok, no? Tsaka masama yung tingnan natin. So, mas mabuti yung biopsy kagad. Within the month.
Within a month, okay.
Within the month.
So, I remember as you were speaking, no, about cancer of the throat and all this, yung mga kumakanta po, yung mga singers, no, who have regular concerts, no. May na-monitor po kami about few years ago, a famous singer who was supposed to do a concert abroad, biglang nawala ho siya ng boses. And she couldn't, I think, her performance was to be done within a day or two. And ano po yung danger doon? If a singer loses his or her voice, is that already a sign, no?
Pwede kasing ngayon kasi malamig. No? Pwedeng nalamigan lang yan. O kaya sumobra yung practice niya, sumobra yung rehearsal niya, pwedeng namaga yun doon. Tapos kaya sumigaw siya, nangyari na, pwedeng namaga yung vocal cord mo. Kaya usually yan, uminom ng malamig masyado, pwedeng namamaga yung vocal cord. Kung talagang acute stage, pag sinabi acute stage, it's happening within a short period of time pala. No? So, okay lang yun. Pero ang nakakatakot yung matagal na, no? Tapos persistent na paus ka, no? And you have history of smoking, you have history of drinking alcohol, you have history of GERD, sinasabi ko. So, baka kailangan talagang makita natin yung investigahan. Meron tayong tinatawag na endoscopy of the upper airway, meron tayong special instrument doon, masisilip, makikita natin yun, kung kailangan i-biopsy, pa-biopsy kagad natin. Yun talaga ang dapat natin makita talaga. No? So, pero yung ganitong ordinary, may times talagang gano'n eh. Pag talagang nagkaroon ng times na talagang mamamaos ang isang singer, wag lang pilitin, ano? Minsan kasi pinipilit eh, talagang mamamaos sila. And of course, merong ako nakita na kasama, nandun ako sa concert, sa kanya, tapos siyempre, ayaw mong mawalan ng sa iyo yung audience, gusto mo pa rin mag-perform eh. Kung kaya mo, okay yun. Ano? Tapos, you usually give instant remedy. Pwede naman natin bigyan ng instant remedy o bigyan natin na, we'll try as much as possible to help the singer back to the stage. No? Pero, syempre, we should look into her or his throat every now and then and give them the proper advice what to do and what not to do.
Okay, Doc. Doc, related ito dun sa sinabi nyo about testing, ano? May tanong mo rito dumating ngayon lang, ang mga lab test daw po ba, Doc, ay helpful sa preventing cancer and ano-ano ang mga essential testing na makakatulong. Ito po dumating ngayon lang po sa amin. So,
Yeah. May mga tumor markers na binanggit ko, mga tumor markers to signify na baka may relationship ito tayo sa cancer. No? So, katulad sa prostate. Prostate PSA, no? Yung PSA, yun ang usually hinihingi ng doktor para ma-evaluate kung merong cancer o wala yung isang pasyente. No? So may mga test talaga. No? Mga cancer CEA, C990, may mga cancer. And then I think you have to go to the doctor para malaman kung anong proper sa'yo dapat ibigay. No? Para malaman natin. Dito sa head and neck naman, meron tayong EBV virus, no? Epstein-Barr virus, tapos yung HPV na sinasabi natin, human papillomavirus virus. Ito yung mga tumor marks na pwede makatulong sa atin, no? Para ma-evaluate talaga kung yung gusto. Pero mas maganda pa rin, no? Pasilip ka, makita natin, endoscopy would be very important, direct visualization is very important para malaman natin. Tsaka yung biopsy pa rin ang bottom line natin na kailangan natin gawin.
Oh, thank you very much for the wonderful advice, Doc. No, Doc, tuloy-tuloy ko yung ang dami yung we are being barraged by so many questions that are coming in right now, folks. And ito may kinalaman daw po, Doc, ang type ng dugo sa pagkakaroon ng cancer o mahina ang immunity ng isang tao. So,
merong mga studies na sinasabi gano'n, no? So baka may mga type, ayoko na sabihin, mamaya matakot lalo sila. So, hindi, pero yun, sabi nila may ganyan. Pero hindi ako naniniwala na ganyan. Exposed lahat sila na ganyang klase. Pag meron ka na, may type ganito, meron kang ganyan. So generally, it's the constituent, the overall constituent constitution ng katawan mo kung bakit ka nagkakaroon ng malakas. Importante, we develop a strong immune defense, a strong, powerful prevention against cancer. Siyempre, yung attitude natin, go to the doctor for early detection. Yun ang kailangan natin talaga dito. Siyempre, of course, good food, nutrition natin, i-avoid natin yung mga bawal, red meat, bawal yung mga canned goods, bawal yung mga grilled meat, bawal yung mga red meat masyado, yung mga iniihaw, tsaka yung trans fat, marami tayong mga iwasan natin yung so as much as possible, we should eat, ang mga recommended na talaga would be fruits and vegetables, five but servings of fruits and vegetables. Yun talaga ang ating to prevent further deterioration or to help us build our defense against cancer. So yun ang ating mga recommendation. And of course, marami pa tayong good sleep, good exercise. Okay? And of course, very important is a good set of positive thinking. Tsaka, siyempre, mental health is very important. Minsan, nakikita ko ang daming binabasa ng mga kung ano-ano dyan sa Google, ginugoogle lang, pagdating sa'yo, napaka-depressed nila, no? Ngayon, depressed sila to the point na hindi mo mapitimpla yung mukha nila eh. Pero eventually, pag nakausap mo naman sila, masyado akong palabas kaya ganito nangyayari sa akin. Kala nila meron na silang cancer. So pagka nasabi mo namang, actually wala. Merong iba, meron talaga, merong iba, wala naman pala. So they feel relieved. And this kind of relief, siyempre doctors, once you talk, a doctor talks to the patient very compassionately. Compassionate. At the very start, pagdating sa ng pasyente, dapat talaga compassionate talaga yung dating mo. Hindi mo dapat sila sasabihan, ay naku, wala na tayong pag-asa, wala na tayo. So as much as possible, the way you handle the situation. So we should always be compassionate. We should relay our message of hope, relay the message of hope, relay the message of prayer, relay the message that always God will always be with you. Kinikiliti ka lang para maging mas makatao ka o mas magiging makabuluhan ng iyong pamumuhay dito sa mundo. So I think that's very important always. Compassionate cancer care.
Salamat na marami, Doc. While you were speaking, flashback ako dun sa times that we were going to your clinic, to your office, and we received that compassionate care that is coming from you, and nakakatulong po yun sa mga pasyente, no? Kasi nakaka-encourage po sa kanila, lalo na when they're down and they feel they're down and out, but there is a doctor who has that love that he shows to them, and na-encourage po ang kanilang buhay, no? So, maraming salamat po for that. That's a very wonderful attitude and character of a person who has a love that is coming from God and a compassionate heart, no? Doctor, keep on the firing line, Doc. Doc, we encourage you to do so. And Doc, as we are now on our, I think we have about 12 minutes more, Doc. Yeah, can you give us more insights of what the cancer care society can do for our people? The preventive, Doc, lalo na prevention.
I think basically, sinabi ko na, binanggit ko na sa atin kung ano yung dapat gawin natin. Pero siguro, nasa social media tayo, kasi minsan, kailangan ulit-ulit eh. Minsan, kailangan, sinasabi para natin, sinasite lagi natin yung pasyente natin. Minsan, nakakalimutan nila because of the depression they have, because of the poor communication na meron sila, either with the doctor, poor communication with their caregivers. Siyempre, kailangan natin, we as caregivers, consider kami as health professionals na nagbibigay sa atin ng mga payo dapat. And of course, especially pag talagang may cancer, they really need really some comforting words. They need really something which will make them feel much better in an elevated spirit. Kasi pag kausap ka tapos dinidepress mo palalo ang kanyang spirit, lalo sila matatakot. Paglabas ng pasyente sa corridors mo o sa clinic mo, dapat laging nakatawa sila. Something, to the point na sometimes talaga when really there is a possibility na always give hope to our patient. Sometimes I pray with them, no? I encourage them to pray right there sa clinic. Sige po, dasal po tayo pag natin, tingnan po natin, no? ang ating powerful prayers na pwede natin mabaliktad lahat ang nangyayari sa inyo. Okay, so there would always be, I would always speak of miracles. So may miracles na pwedeng mangyari to. Maski na pwedeng mawala just for some times talaga. May history talaga na meron kaming mga nakikita pasyente talaga. Oh, ba't nawala itong cancer mo? Kitang-kita na naman dati natin. Meron na biopsy na, tapos after a while, wala naman tayong ginagawa. Tapos biglang gumaling na talaga siya. So there would be miracles. There would be some instances na talagang merong mirakulo o merong special events na pwedeng umiba ang nangyayari sa katawan natin. So, and that should be a big blessing.
Wow, wonderful, Doc. Very encouraging words, no, from Dr. Gil Vicente. Mga kababayan ko, si Dr. Gil Vicente po will be joining us next Sunday. I'd like to make this announcement early. Good News Pilipinas will have a special edition on Halalan 2022 starting next Sunday. By the grace of God, we will be having our first salvo with Presidential Senator Manny Pacquiao, who will be discussing with us live with Dr. Gil Vicente via Zoom through the challenges to good governance, no? And Dr. Gil Vicente will be joining us there and representing the private health sector of the Philippines, no? As a leader of the health sector, being a well-recognized international speaker and multi-awarded physician, and being the president of the Philippine Society of Oncologists and other medical societies, no? And we will be so much honored to have him back, starting our special edition programs on Halalan 2022. And Doc Gil, maraming salamat po sa inyong wow, what a wonderful day talaga. Yung advocacy nyo at free advice, no? Na very rare po namin naririnig po ito. Lalo na ngayon, itong past 2 years ng pandemic, no? And people, sinabi nga ninyo, no? Nagka-problema sa kanilang mind, their emotions, no? And some were real, some were not real. But we have good doctors like you, Dr. Gil, who are still on the front line, not giving up the fight, the good fight of faith. At maraming salamat po. I honor you, Dr. Gil Vicente. And so, folks, this is Good News Pilipinas, and I would like to do my editorial for the day. Talagang challenges po natin, hindi biro po ang cancer, no? Kasi sapagkat po when I was a young boy, not really young boy, a young man, and very young yet, I lost my mom in the battle of cancer. She died of cancer of the liver, and it really devastated us, especially me being the eldest son. I was very close to her, and tremendous yung impact na yan, yung cancer. Kaya that time when it happened, I was, I promised myself to be an advocate against cancer. And naging pong totoo ito kasi I was starting my journalism career during that time. I was very young. And to God be the glory at natuloy po yan, and with the help of people like Dr. Gil Vicente, whose advocacy is on cancer care and compassion for their patients. And this is our editorial of the day. To be compassionate is more than simply, telling someone that you care. To be compassionate is to feel deeply for another person as they experience the ups and downs of life, in this temporary earth. Hindi po biro ang ating buhay ngayon sa mundong ito, sapagkat ang mga challenges po na nakikita nyo, minsan na nakaka-apekto yan totally. And because it affects the mind, it also affects the entire body, Yun ang sinasabi kanina ni Dr. Hill. Kaya importante po yung right frame of mind, sabi niya, And the expectation of miracles that God can give, only He can give. Siya yung miracle worker. The doctors, are doing their very best to be a partner of God in the healing process, Kasi binigyan sila ng blessing ng Panginoon and the talent to do so. And the works of their hand, binless ng Diyos yan to be a healing hand, and the heart, to have the compassionate heart for their patients. Okay? So, ano po ang salita ng Diyos na nakapag-encourage sa ating lahat? Ito po ay makikita natin, sa biblical quote coming from Matthew 25:40-45, I'd like to read the word of God. The king will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did it for me." Then he will say to those on his left, "Depart from me, you who are cursed, into eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not invite me in. I needed clothes, and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison, and you did not look after me." And they will answer, "Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or stranger or needing clothes or sick or in prison and did not help you?" And he will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did, you did not do for one of the least of this, you did not do for me." And that is his word, it is a reminder of God himself, of Jesus Christ, to have a compassionate heart. Because in his word, he also said those who did these things, he welcomed them to his kingdom that was prepared for him, for us, that God prepared for us even before time began. And this is good news, Pilipinas. It's so important for us to know God's word and God's truth, and to do it into action. May nagsabi nga sa atin, sa isip, sa salita at sa gawa, ang Kristiyano, to be Christ-like is seen in action. And thanks be to God, there are people, especially physicians, like Dr. Hill Vicente, who have answered the call of God, a compassionate heart to the people who really need, help. And he shares this freely. And I've seen him at work. And God has blessed him because God is his reward. So he is a doctor in action. That's the reason why we will have him back during our start of the Good News Pilipinas special edition next Sunday. In short po, I will just give a briefing about the Good News Pilipinas Challenge to Good Governance. Pag-uusapan po natin dyan yung standard for development, the basis for good governance, economy, political, administrative, a democratic setting, the process, the principles, this that will ensure the participation, and transparency, and the demands of accountability and efficiency, increasing, that they will uphold the rule of the law and a compassionate heart for the people. So see you next Sunday, folks. To God be the glory. presidential balls will begin. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. God bless you all. Shalom. Good news, Pilipinas. TZRJ, 8:10 a.m. The host, Francis Guzman. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Salamat na marami, Dr. Hill Vicente. Mabuhay din po kayo. God bless you.
Pilipinas may pag-asa.
Pilipinas may pag-asa.
Pilipinas may pag-asa.
Pilipinas, may pag-asa.
Pilipinas may pag-asa.
Pilipinas, may pag-asa.